Thank you very much, Nicolene. I'm not sure if I need to show face. I think some of the group members have already seen me on other group, but maybe I'll just quickly show you my ugly face, and then you can at least have an understanding of the voice where it's coming from. Good evening, everybody. If you haven't heard of me from before. Yes, this is, as I said, this AR Jones Engineering. We are a company based in Saldanha Bay, here in the Western Cape, West Coast area. Let me just see if I can start. Yeah, we are one of the companies that was basically the beneficiary of the Marine Manufacturing and Maintenance and Repair and Associated Services Program, development program. So firstly, I just really want to say a special thank you to the GTIC, which is the initiative of the Department of Technology, which is the initiative of this program. And as I think Nicolene mentioned it before, the aim of the program is to make sure that to assist marine manufacturers or to address the issue that might hinder us to prevent participating in the system. So from our side, we already ended that. You will see later in the presentation where some of the hindrance was removed in programs were in place so that we can start also to trade in the industry. We specifically was applied for the class approved welding procedures. So we can say that we have welding procedures now for the maritime industry, and we also have 10 welders that was qualified on this procedure that we can use in the industry. So yeah, thanks again for the GTIC for the program. Our presentation will just go through, let's say, our vision and purpose, a little bit about AR Jones and AR Jones Engineering. And I will take it up a little bit backwards in terms of our story. I wanted to start off where we started in 2016, tell a little bit the story on it, where we started off with new goals in 2001, specifically with the global pandemic. And then also where all the whole program fitted in the impact that it had on our company. Our vision, I think, is with many companies, is that our vision is to be the engineering service business of choice for our customers. And our purpose is obviously to have an impact on our customers, but also to our local community. And also to make sure that we also have an impact on our employers itself, to make sure that they have some sort of a meaningful employment, and to make sure that their activities also add value to the communities. We strive to be trusted, humility as well as integrity. That is our core values that we always want to make sure that people can rely on us on that one. Myself, as I've mentioned, I'm Antonio Jones. I'm the founder of this company. My personal background is that I've worked in the steel industry basically for more than 18 years, straight from school. And then before I went to university, studied chemical engineering at the University of Stellenbosch. I was part of Eskom for 2 years for my engineering training services, but I was mostly in the steel industry as project manager. I've done some courses in management, and yeah, I'm just basically passionate about entrepreneurship, and that is where I established AR Jones Engineering in 2016, and we're still going strong on this side. And as I mentioned, AR Jones Engineering is an engineering services company. We provide engineering solutions and equipment for a diverse range of sectors. As I've mentioned, the steel industry, oil and gas, specifically now with the IDZ area in Saldanha by itself. And then as this program is about the maritime industry, so where we also have a key impact, or we're trying to have some sort of market share in terms of the maritime industry. And then also some of the local municipalities in our area. The key businesses or the key legs that we have, as you can see, it is the maintenance and repair part, specifically in the maritime industry. because then we also do sourcing and supply for equipment, specifically pumps and valves for the maritime industry as well. Also other equipment that is needed for the industry. We also have a leg where we focus on energy, as you now know, with the whole COP26 and the focus on energy, reduce of CO2 footprint. That's why we also had a department for energy. I do mostly the consultancy work, and in the department it's either biogas itself, but we also have a partnership, or at least a collaboration with Fuel Cell and Minimize South Africa, where we also look at marine engines and how fuel consumption can be reduced, and as well as CO2 emissions. You can contact me if you need more details specifically on fuel safe for maritime engines. As I said, the journey in terms of South Africa for our company, as I said, I've started off in 2016, and I think with most businesses, startups, you usually start up on your own. You know, you don't have a specific office. You use space at your house. You basically have a business card, and you're trying to sell your business or your vision that you have. You basically do everything yourself. You have a laptop, Wi-Fi to do most of your businesses in. I started also the business up with no real funding. I had to use own savings. I was literally a one-man band right from the beginning, where I was responsible for everything in the business. And I just worked through the whole startup and to make sure that we can focus on building a business or building a brand. And I can say after 5 years now, our brand has been really established, at least in this West Coast area, but we have some national clients as well, which is quite an achievement for us. As I say, as soon as you start building momentum in the business, then there's no real stopping us. Let's say the second year of our business, that is actually where everything took a little bit of more shape. That is where we first moved into a workshop. I actually then had the opportunity to employ at least 10 semi-skilled workers, where we could work mostly in the steel industry for shutdowns, and then we still focused on source and supply as well. You can see how the business evolved in terms of, I started off as energy consultant, and then from there moved to a self-designed A.R. Jones Engineering logo. As you can see, my drawing, or trying to put up a more sophisticated logo on it, until where we are now with our last logo, which I think looks much better than the one that I've designed myself, more professional look on it. So that is just how we've moved or evolved in it. In our third year, we were lucky, especially in the steel industry, also to have like a maintenance contract with AMSA for 1 year. At least it was supposed to be a multi-year contract, but as you can see in the next slide, AMSA is closing down in Saldanha Bay, or Saldanha Steel. But we've managed now, you know, after basically our third year, our team could grow to more than 20 skilled workers, and we also, you know, we could build. We had an impact at least to 20 workers in this area. This basically, the contract allowed me to look at, let's say, more international relationships, build relationship internationally. I've took the time to travel to Nigeria to see if we, I think it's with the West Grow program, where you could see how we can take our business to Africa. I think that was mostly also in the energy part on it. I visited Germany also. That was also through a program through the DTIC, DDAT, and West Grow. Also in terms of how we can establish relationships with other companies. Yeah, and then obviously that is where in 2020, I think that is where for most businesses where it became really difficult. In January, AMSA Saldanha Works decided to mothball the plant. The plant is still down now since, let's say, since March 2020. And we obviously were, our biggest revenue at that stage were at Saldanha Steel, but that contract obviously stopped with the closure of the plant. And 26 March, as we also know, lockdown happened, the pandemic, everything basically stopped. We were lucky enough that we were in the in the food industry, specifically with sea harvest in the maritime industry, where we were able to become, or well, declare as essential services. So we were lucky in the sense that we could maintain our business or keep our doors open, at least 50% of our revenue that we could still generate. You can see there's a team of our workers busy with a vessel repair at the dry dock in Saldanha Bay. We could still support the municipalities with wastewater systems. Yeah, with closure of companies, we were able to add new equipment. We took the risk to buy new equipment from, or not new, second-hand equipment from companies that closed down, to make sure that we could at least add some commodities or to reduce our efficiency or our cost by increasing our efficiency by having machines in-house. I think with most companies during that time, we tried to maintain employees by making sure that we could pay at least some of the employees with their monies for those that could not work during that period. So obviously, as I say, 2020 hit. So our question is, what is our new goals? What is our strategy? And as we've seen, the maritime industry, even during a pandemic, is an industry that is still sustainable. It is vessels still moved, even though they were not allowed maybe in all the ports. But the maritime industry, food industry specifically, was still going forward, or was still going. So that is where we had a goal to say, how can we increase our value or our value proposition to make sure that we can become more sustainable, to become more competitive differentiation in terms of what we can, especially in a EME where we're competing with a lot of bigger companies. So if you not differentiate yourself, it's very difficult to be able to be sustainable. So that's why we've set goals in at least the beginning for 2020, that we need that maritime class, let's say the IACS International Approved Welding Procedures. It was for us crucial. We needed to build skills to make sure that we have workforce in our team, and then see where we can move either to manufacturing or at least be more, let's say, in higher need in terms of standards that we can put in place. And that is exactly where the whole program fitted in. We were lucky to be able to for 2020 to achieve our goal to have the class approved and certified welding procedure, and to code the 10 welders that we needed for this industry. And as I say, again, thanks for the program that was rolled out by the GTIC in 2019 that we participated in. And I can even say it, we applied in June 2020 and we were not successful. So we basically reapplied in 2021, and that is when we were successful. So for those that maybe apply once and they were unsuccessful, I can say the message is don't stop reapplying. You never know, the next year might be space for you to be part of the program. And that is obviously in February, the whole process started with the whole procurement of the services. In September this year, we were able to implement the whole procedure where we did the welding procedure itself, and we were able to code our welders also on the procedure. And now October is basically, in last month, we received our official welding procedures where we can now actually go to our clients and to make sure that we can basically sell the commodity, say, look, we are internationally approved by Bureau Veritas to do welding on the hulls of a structure, of a vessel. So that is where we are now. We can participate at least now in the market by showing that we do have these procedures in place, which is a need for the maritime industry. And there you can see the impact. With the we now basically certified to perform welding on the structure of a vessel. We in the past where we mostly would just do, let's say, some small works around it, but now we have the certificates to do the welding on the vessels. And this is our target market is mostly also in the fishing industry with the fishing trawlers in Saldanha Bay. We already vendors for sea harvest. We had meetings with them as well in terms of making sure that we can be at least submit quotation for it. So we will definitely follow up on our discussion with it. as you can remember, we only received it now in October. So the first vessel for CR was now docked now in November. But the document was just a little bit too late for us to participate. But at least we will be for the next vessels for CR. And also now for this month, we've now new client Oceano Group, which also have vessels that we can also now start to use this procedures for the next one. Even with Transnet, we've now started also do some work for TNPA with some of the tugboats. I think it was in a previous presenter did mention about the tugboats that there is maintenance that has also been done. We've done subcontracting work for a client that did some work on the tugboat. So we are very much open also for other subcontracting work for in the TNPA space. We've also now, let's say, like to see how we can expand our opportunities beyond Saldanha Bay. We're also looking to see how we can get into in Cape Town itself or Simonstown, or you never know, even Port Elizabeth or Kebega, the new name, in even other ports of Saldanha. And also as well with the IDZ, which is the mandate to do vessel repair, that is definitely where we will definitely be able to market ourselves as certified WALA procedures for this industry. This is again just skilled. You can see even when the welding procedure was implemented, even the local newspapers, it was quite a big story for us in Saldanha Bay, where we transfer basically the skills to at least for the 10 welders. The total of 10 welders were certified. I can even mention that there were 2 female welders, youth welders, young welders that we were also able to certify on it. Some youth male that could also participate, and then obviously some more experienced welders that was also used to code on our welders. So the majority, if you can see, 70% of our coded welders were young, either male or female, that were able to participate. And then we've combined it with some senior welders as well. And for these young welders, it was quite a motivation for them to be able to say that they have welding procedures that is recognized by a Bureau Veritas, which is an international, class society. It's just not a normal AISI or a South African-based one. And it did have a positive impact also in the community, as you can mention now with the local newspapers also covering the stories also. What I can also say, what the impact is that it does bring in terms of you can see the picture on top is where our current workshop is basically 250 square meters. With this procedure, we're very comfortable that we will be able to grow our customer base. We feel very comfortable. That is why I've made a decision that we will move to a bigger workshop for 2022. Which is double the size that we currently have. You can see a picture below. We will move into 500 square meters, and it will give us more space now to build, at least to manufacture as well. The impact is also what the new workshop also will bring. It will be able to, to take on more learners from our side. I think we will be able to add at least more six workplace experience youth to build. And I can also say that there's even female black students that we have that we will be able to give them workplace experience to make sure that they are ready for the work field in the future. As I said, vessel repair, manufacturing. We will even look at manufacturing of small utility trailers that will be able to use to transport maybe some small vessels or for the industry as well. The way forward is what we definitely looking for the next year is we will obviously with the Saldanha Bay IDZ area, we will make sure that we are in the field to make sure that we are considered for vessel repairs. And I must say, this also opens a door where we can say maybe we can start looking at shipbuilding itself, maybe from a small scale or small boats, depending if we have nice partners in the future on it. We will also look at all the special projects from SAMSA, AMSOL, which is the African Marine Solutions. That is definitely, we've been knocking on them doors for that. We were looking at DORMAC as well. We can obviously how we can do subcontracting work. We will definitely contact I&J fishing trawlers to make sure that we can also get new clients on that side. And then the next step is obviously, as soon as we've looked at the South African markets, to look at up north to Namibia with the Windhoek, the market on that side, to see if we can get in contact with them also to play a role in that space of it. Major lessons that I've learned also, you need to have passion for what you do. Patience is very important in this industry, and obviously to work hard in the industry. You need to have a strong team to support whatever mission that you want to. Even what we saw in 2020, you never can become complacent. That's why we always try to set new goals for a new year and try rigorously how we can implement it. To make sure that we can stay competitive in the environment where anything can rapidly change. Nobody really expected the pandemic to come in, and every market on this planet was disrupted with the pandemic. And as a business, to be sustainable and to survive, we need to make sure that we adapt to the changes and to improve in terms of what we do. Yes, yeah, just one final thanks again, as I say, to the GTIC in terms of the impact that this program had on us, and also the role that was played by managing this program. Nicoline, from your side as well, the AISI and the CSIR for hosting this program. Thank you very much. If there's any questions, there's also some contact details if for those who want to take a screenshot of it, but you're welcome to contact us either via direct email or with on my phone number. Thank you.
Thanks, Antonio. Thanks for a very excellent presentation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes, I think it just shows you what hard work and dedication can do from a one-man show to this business that you've built up. Just going to the chat, I see there's one. There's again, well done, Antonio, from Eugene. And then from Komotso, national shipping carrier for South Africa. Are you ready to build vessels as a South African company, Antonio?
Well, I would definitely hope that we will gear ourselves up to be able to, but obviously at this stage we can't build. But I think with strong partnerships in the future, we will definitely look into that. Let's say for our next goal in for our company.
Then very good comments also in the chat from Sibusiso and Andre. And then just on the call, is there any additional questions for Antonio? We still have 3 minutes for specific questions.
For those that want to have contact, I think in the comment I've left some of my contact details, but if you want me to put it down, you can email me directly or send, get in touch if it's need be.